Of imagination, yeah. Come get high with me. We will cruise across the sky. Yeah. Hit the Frisco. We're going to the interplanetary disco. Interplanetary disco music make you so. Interplanetary disco music make you so. Interplanetary disco music make you so. Yeah. Interplanetary disco music make you so. Interplanetary disco music make you so. Interplanetary disco music make you so. It'll make you move. Me too. Yeah.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Groovepushers, a group of Chicago musicians dedicated to playing live funk music. We have Robert Sly Garrett on keyboards and vocals, Gerald Hill keyboards and vocals, Jimmy T on guitars, Ray Outrageous Hall on bass guitar and vocals, Outrageous Hall, Tony Dale on drums, Tony Nason keyboards and vocals, James Casper Anderson on vocals. And guys, you guys are firing up the funk. What can I say?
Oh, yeah, our mission was to come in and play some funk, but now we got to talk about some funk.
Now, you're Tony, right? You're Tony Nason?
Tony Nason.
And you're the keyboard player? Now, tell me about the Groovepushers. How long have you guys been around?
Well, Groovepushers been around for a little bit better than 4 years, and we've been giving up the funk all over the city. In fact, tomorrow we playing Belmont Street Fair. Anybody want to show up and get funked up? Hear what the funk is all about. Show up around 6 o'clock, Belmont Street Fair. And June 15th, we're going to be at a place called Magoo's. It's at Newport, 954 West Newport. That's Clark and Newport.
Yeah, right off.
And we're going to be at a place called Subterranean. And it's going to be all the way funky. And that's going to be July 6th, right after we leave the Taste of Chicago.
Now, let me ask you guys something. What happened to the funk in the 70s? It seemed that the funk kind of went away as we got into the 80s. The Ohio Players and the Barkays and Parliament Funkadelic, all those kind of people, their popularity seemed to go down in the 80s, and now we're in the 90s, and I think everything seems to go in a 20-year cycle, and now everything is back popular, which was popular in the 70s again. You're James?
No, I'm Jay Hill.
You're Jay Hill?
Yeah.
Tell me about that, Gerald. What is the reason that funk is now the thing?
Funk has always been the thing. Funk it never died. I think it just kind of went to the background a little bit. Right. We hope it doesn't. We like disco is dead, that kind of stuff. But funk has always been there. You find funk in all types of music. I would even say some Bach, Beethoven. I mean, he got some funky grooves somewhere in there that you can. And it's
got those sevens going.
And
Beethoven was one righteous dude.
Oh yeah.
Not many people know that about him.
Right.
Yeah, and then one other thing I want to say about the funk, a lot of people thought it was dead, but
all the young rap groups are now sampling all those, like say Barkays, Parliament Funkadelic, the Gap Band. They're sampling those riffs, and I mean, it is real popular now. I mean, it's
and
very
Groovepushers represent the second coming.
The second coming. Now, I was not aware that there was a second coming of funk.
People thought funk was dead, so now we're trying to say, no, it's all the way live.
You're trying to resuscitate the funk.
Exactly.
Now let's assume that there are people listening to us right now who are
how you doing? Hey, what's up, Skokie? How y'all doing out there?
Turn it out.
Uneducated in the. Are you guys going to play Skokie one of these days?
Oh yeah.
It's going to become an all-American city. How can we describe funk to the unfunky, to the uneducated in the world of funk? Outrageous. Do you want to take that one?
Outrageous.
Be outrageous, ho. Yeah. That has to do with the name, the Groovepushers, too. First off, before funk can really become funky, there has to be a groove. You see what I'm saying? The groove is something that everybody can relate with. It's something simple. It may be just a simple beat of just the beat, and people can kind of like feel it. And then as we layer it with more music, we bring in keyboards, vocals, as many as 10 people singing at one time, and then it may have a sound of a choir, but it's funky, Oh yeah, it is. I can say one thing about that thing about the 70s. I think with the age of the computer coming on, that people didn't realize that funk is just something that's basic. It's nothing that's watered down, too technical. It's just how you present it. And if people can get into it, they can understand that's what funk is all about.
Now,
it's definitely on the one.
Now, what were some of your guys' main influences? I assume Sly and the Family Stone was a huge influence.
Sly and the Family Stone, George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic.
James
Brown.
Yeah. But I was a jazz man myself.
Yes, you were a jazz man?
But see, you listen to some good old Coltrane, good old Miles Davis, and they had some funky grooves. And so, I mean, that's what makes us what we are. I mean, it's a diverse entity, or just a whole mixture. Just like, when you're making that cake, and you add a little vanilla extract, a
Yeah.
little lemon yeah.
Well,
Jimmy
speaking of vanilla extract,
Jimmy T.
myself and Jimmy T, he seem to be the only two white boys in here right
He's the
now.
cream in the coffee.
Is funk a multiracial thing, Jimmy T, or what is? You're the only white guy in the group here.
Is he really?
That's right. You know, on the radio, you really can't tell that stuff now, can you?
Nobody ever told you that.
Radio is colorblind, and so is music, I think, you know, in all honesty, because it's going in the ears. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you know, funk's it.
So there's something
in
about
all-American city.
Yes, funk is an all-American city. So there's something about the groove, the beat that unites all colors. It's a music that can unite everybody, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's what Sly was saying a long time ago, you know, in the 60s with his band, right? I mean, he was the first to do that.
Mm-hmm. So what's next for the Groovepushers? You guys, do you have any albums out or?
Yeah, we're actually working on a CD right now. It's totally recorded. We're in the mixing process of it. And by the way, if there's any record moguls out there who want to make millions of dollars, because the funk is on its way back, hey, you can call 509-8542. Yeah, that's the Groove line, by the way. In fact, if anybody want to find out what we plan next, call 509-8542, the Groove line.
Explain the different elements of the group. I noticed there's no horns in the Groovepushers. Is that right?
Well, you know, it's like this, I think. Funkadelic had a version of funk that involved guitars. It was more rock-based funk. And we kind of like, our funk is kind of born out of that, you know, because like James Brown was like king of the horn funk, and Parliament also had horns, but Funkadelic also did the guitar thing. So our thing is a lot of guitar, rock and roll guitar infused with funk.
Okay, well let's hear some more music with the flute. Who's on flute again now?
That's me, Jay Hill.
Jay Hill.
I'm the flautist.
Okay, well,
funky flute.
entertain us with some funk on the flute, if you could, my friend.
No problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Groovepushers. This is Metropolis here on WBEZ Chicago. And the Groovepushers are my guest. I'm John Dempsey sitting in for Aaron Freeman today, and we are getting ready to be entertained by another musical choice. What are we going to hear, fellas?
Can you hear me in there? Yeah, I think so. We're gonna do we'll do a little Parliament tune, little George Clinton. We'll do this tune called Undisco Kid with the help of my friend the ghost over here, J.A. Anderson.
Why don't I get you to come up to this mic right here, because that's the one that's working better, if you could.
Oh, that's no problem.
And then we can hear your beautiful voice there and hear your wonderful music. You ready?
Yes, we're ready. Help me out a little bit here, J.A. Come on.
Girl is bad.
Bad. Come on, y'all. Girl is bad. Bad. The girl is bad. Real, real bad. Yeah, y'all bad. The girl is bad. Knocks me off my feet. Yeah.
Say the kid was laid back in the cut. He was eating some fish and chips. And this freaky little groupie from the funky side of town began to give him some lip. She was babbling about how bad she could do the bump. But the kid said on the real side of things, Bertha, you got too much rump to bump. They say, move your sexy body. Move it all across the floor. Glide your sexy body. Every time she wiggles, she makes the kid a holler for more. She was bad. Say the girl was bad. The girl was bad. Knocks me off my feet, yeah. Bad. Whoa, whoa. It's bad. Real, real bad. The girl is bad. Bad. The girl is bad.
Talk to him again, Casper.
Go ahead, brother.
I'm on the 10 most wanted list. I got the Daily Groove. My face is on every wanted poster in town for the way I move. I'm public enemy number 1. PM disco scene. Shit, if you don't get off your A and dance with them before you get me.
Support for this WBEZ program is provided by Light Opera Works, presenting the romantic operetta The Chocolate Soldier by Oscar Strauss, adapted from George Bernard Shaw's Arms and the Man. It's a story debunking the romanticism of war, with a soldier who prefers chocolate to bullets, and the woman who loves him.